Good morning. Today, in our alphabet of spirituality, we're talking about B for beauty. And after the service today, we're also holding an opening and blessing service for our pollinator garden that is in the alcove. And to me, these two things go so perfectly well together, hence some of my attire today. But first, I wanted to ask, what do you look for? And how do you perceive beauty? A dear friend of mine named Nicole wrote a song about beauty. And it started, "Can you see the beauty in me? Can you see the beauty in yourself? Can you see the beauty in everybody? Can you see, can you see, can you see the beauty?" And I think of what God sees and also about all of creation in this season of creation. Certainly in the fall, our attention might turn to notice changing colors, different scents on the wind, different fragrances. Perhaps you have noticed the beauty of the changing season already. And maybe you've also noticed how many pollinators are out and about, very busy on the autumn colors, in particular of the purple asters and the goldenrod. They're finding as much nourishment as they can in these last warm days. And to us, many pollinators are a thing of beauty. Butterflies look quite lovely to our eyes. And while some people might be a little worried sometimes about bees, they're our friends. And the gardens that attract pollinators are often things that we think of as places of great beauty. We, in our eyes, can see a wide range of color, many of the colors of the rainbow represented in the flowers that we plant and that we cultivate. But I wonder, did you know or notice we can't see color in the dark, can we? There is beauty in darkness too. The moon is beautiful, stars are beautiful, things that are in black and white can also be lovely. But our eyes only notice color when we turn on the lights. When the sun is up, that's how we can perceive color as it's reflected in different parts of the spectrum and noticed by our eyes. We can see that beauty. But did you know the pollinators might see even more beauty than we might notice? When pollinators are coming to look for flowers, they are noticing things we do too. Some are attentive to fragrance. Some notice certain colors, but some can see things that we can't. There is another part of the spectrum below the purple and violet that we can see is ultraviolet. And many flowers have special patterns in ultraviolet that make shapes kind of like a landing pad saying, this is the way to the sweet, sweet nectar you're looking for. So our eyes can't see it unless we have a special kind of flashlight. And the irony is that with our technology, I can see what this flashlight is revealing, but my camera can't. It can't really see it either. But pollinators can see different patterns inside flowers. And I think that must mean that if simple butterflies can see beauty where we can't, how much more beauty can God see? God must surely see beauty in you and I and everyone, everywhere. And what is it that pollinators do? I have a couple of stories that I will be doing read-alouds for and posting them in links for our Sunday school and for you as well. And one is called Flowers Are Calling. And it talks about some incredible ways that pollinators and flowers have co-developed so that they know what each other needs. And what is it that bees do? Well, I have a little story excerpt I will read. In Flowers Are Calling, there are beautiful images and descriptions of how different types of blossoms are shaped for different types of pollinators to be able to get to. And that some pollinators come out at night. Some have long tongues or proboscis, so they can get down into deep tube-shaped flowers. If you think about hummingbirds, their special beaks and tongues can reach very well for nectar in things that look like trumpet-shaped flowers. But bees actually prefer to land on things that have a wider area, like Queen Anne's lace. And this book also talks about scent and color and how different pollinators are looking for a perfect relationship where they find the flowers meant for them and the flowers are able to gather, greet, and receive the pollinators who are meant for them. It's a beautiful marvel of creation, of how they were designed and evolved together for each other. And as the pollinators are gathering what they need, pollen and nectar, they're actually assisting all of the flowers to help them too. This little book called Bee has a few beautiful pages as well, vibrant color, and says, as lilies glow orange in the sun, bees must finish what they have begun, stopping at every flower they find, leaving the gift of pollen behind. So as the bees come by, they're helpful. It also says that once the bee finds a wonderful source of nectar, they want to tell the other bees. As bees fly on through buds and burrs, a tiny miracle occurs. So many plants and flowers you see, given life by one small bee. When the bees return to their hives, they do a little dance. They want to tell their friends about the best places to go to find the sweet nectar that helps support them and so much life. Back at the hive, bee spreads the news. There's work to be done, no time to lose. We can relate to the idea of something sweet. The honey that is a sweet treat. One of the beautiful gifts of pollination is honey. Other gifts of pollination are all of the flowers, all of the fruits, so many foods that we eat that need pollinators to do their jobs. So there's beauty in the very simple, everyday miracles of the food we eat, the flowers we see, and sweet treats like honey. One other thing though. Wrapped in this cloth, I have something else that may be a sweet treat for the soul. The book said that the bees like to spread the good news, are the best place to find that nourishment from the flowers. And if I open this up, you probably know where I'm going with this. We have this book that we are told also has good news for us. And one of my favorite authors at one point described the gold on the edge of some Bibles reminded her, as it came off on her fingertips, reminded her of pollen. And isn't that kind of what we're doing when we spread good news? Are we also pollinating? We're nourishing each other. We are finding that good that God has provided in the beauty of creation. And when we are nourished, when we share that with others, we offer that gift to them as well. When we see the beauty that God has provided, when we love ourselves and each other, we are also participating in this pollinator magic, I believe, of finding the best, sweetest parts of life, things that are life-giving, things that are uplifting, and spreading that good news, that sweet treat. My friend Nicole's song continues on. Can you see the beauty in me? Can you see the beauty in yourself? See the beauty in the scenery. Can you see, can you see, can you see the beauty? I hope that we can look at all of creation, ourselves and each other as part of that creation, with new eyes every day, seeing the beauty that God sees too. May you be blessed, knowing you are loved.